So what are core beliefs and core wounds? What am I talking about there? Because there's, I see it everywhere, but that's the world that I'm in. And you might not have heard that term before, but I think it's really important for you to understand, because what I do is I'm working with them all the time. So if you're going to do this work and you're going to be searching for the core beliefs and the core wounds that we're healing and reprogramming, you got to know what we're talking about. So what are core wounds? Core wounds are the first time you ever experienced something. Core wounds happened in childhood, and they are oftentimes, and they are the root of a wound, like the root wound that you'll see repeating throughout life. So what happens is we experience something the first time, and then we'll experience it again because we didn't heal it that first time. And so what we call repeating realities is where we're going to create this experience again in our lives. We're going to attract it again in our lives, unconsciously, subconsciously, until we are able to heal it. And either we heal it or we desensitize ourselves from the pain of that experience. And so we'll do it again, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it again. But really what that is it's the wound trying to say, heal me, heal me, heal me. This is unresolved, unresolved, unresolved. And so the first time that ever, if you think of a pattern in your life, like a failed relationship pattern, assault and trauma that's happened to you, if that's happened over and over again, oftentimes people find that there was something that happened before they remember, that they just don't know, they don't remember, that started that pattern. And so if you didn't really process and fully experience that the first time, you experience it over and over again to try and heal it. Your body, your nervous system wants to heal it. So the core wound is the first time, the birth of that wound, the birth of that experience in your life, that pattern. And the core belief is what you made it mean about yourself. So the core belief being that this happened to me, and so I must be wrong. I must be there's something inherently wrong with me. I must be unlovable. I must be, unworthy of attention, love, connection, time. I must be dirty and used up and broken. I must just be this useless, horrible person. And what that does is it creates this foundation for how you're operating and the experiences that you'll create as such, right? If you believe that this is true about yourself, if you believe that you are not worthy, if you believe that there's something wrong with you, then you're going to act a certain way, right? Unconsciously in your life, you're going to act a certain way. You're going to choose certain people in your life. You're going to choose certain experiences in your life that are going to then reinforce that belief, and then you're going to end up repeating the pattern again. So it's not only is it reinforcing that what we think becomes true, right? But it's also this part of your trauma, your nervous system, that wants to heal that thing and is creating the repeating realities, giving you an opportunity to change that belief every time that it happens. But what ends up happening oftentimes is that we reinforce the belief. So it's important to understand this function, like how these function and live together and support each other, right? And so that you can break that cycle, you have to use your consciousness and your awareness to break that cycle from happening and say, oh, this is happening again. What do I need to do here differently than I have before? I'm not going to believe that this is true about me. I'm going to believe this is true about me, which is the actual truth about you, that you are lovable, you're perfect as you are, you deserve everything that you desire, you're worthy, all of the things. There's nothing wrong with you. And I'm going to behave accordingly to that. I'm going to choose a different outcome from this. I'm going to heal this pattern. I'm going to heal this experience so that it doesn't continue to drive my life. So core beliefs tend to be either something that is good, right? Like your truth about you can be your core belief. I believe I am worthy. I believe I have purpose and meaning. I believe that I am powerful and limitless. I believe that I am lovable and deserve everything that I want in this life. That's a core belief. Those are core beliefs. But if they're limiting core beliefs born of a core wound, the first time you ever experienced this thing, reinforced by all of the other wounds that have happened as repeating realities, then you are not really connected to your truth, right? You're experiencing a limiting core belief. You're operating from a limiting core belief, from a place of limitation, from a place of disconnection. And that is what we want to switch and change, what was born of that core wound, and heal it and reprogram that into the truth of the matter that was true when you were born, that you are all of the amazing things. And you just got to believe it, and then it becomes true. But it takes consciousness to break that cycle. So really powerful, potent concept and understanding of these connections here that I hope is really, really transformational for you, and understanding what your core beliefs are driving your life. Your core beliefs, if they are born of trauma, your core wounds, then they are driving your life. They are limiting you. And you can then harness the power of that trauma and reprogram it and reconnect with your truth to change your life, transform your experiences, and really create a life that you love and desire, full of so much joy. But you have to consciously change that pattern. So I hope that you can start to tap in. Okay, what am I making this mean about myself? What do I believe is true about myself? What are your core wounds at the root of all of this? And I can teach you how to do exactly that, and I will if you stick around. I have offerings that'll help you dive in and really practice this stuff. But it's really important for you to understand your core beliefs are at the driver's seat, and if they are limiting, then you got some work to do. I hope you show up for it.